Welcome back to What's Up with Jessup. I am going to briefly change back, or I guess write in the parts that I've changed and revised over the times. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to put something so that I can change the initial roadmap itself. I'm going to put in here that this chapter will provide general this chapter will provide general recommendations based on 3 guidelines of conflict resolution. Guidelines for conflict resolution with insights from previous chapters. This paper will provide specific policy recommendations on how the two communities can cooperate with each other. Then lastly, this chapter will conclude by summarizing the points made. Throughout this paper. All right. And there's something on, there's recommendations on ideological goals and things like that. So I think I want to put that as a comment here, just in case. Here. Policy recommendations based on ideological goals, question mark. And there we go. Now, I'm going to change the second part of this chapter. Access to technology such as satellite imagery has since increased the access for various actors. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm changing really the order. So I'm going to first come in with the bang, as in I'm going to provide the policy recommendation first, right? So I'm going to provide the value first and then start talking about background information, because no one really cares about background information. So for concise literature writing, I'm going to start with this. Based on insights about professional goals, policy recommendation for aid organizations is that they should start embracing technologies that allow physical distance, such as satellite technology. And then the next sentence is deleted, and satellite imagery remains a key technology. All right. Now I'm going to it has become increasingly easy for smaller actors, to adopt new technology. It has become increasingly easy for actors to embrace new technology, because access has increased. Access has broadened because increased access has lowered the entry. Because increased access, greater access, it has become increasingly easy for actors to embrace new technology. It has become increasingly easy for actors to embrace new technology. The United States regarding satellite technology, the United States, blah, 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 with broader access, various actors started to adapt satellite imagery analyses to their work. Since then, companies such as Google and Planet Labs have reduced their barrier to use imagery by making them have made their information open sourced. In addition to many other countries, commercial space companies such as SpaceX have further broken down barriers to satellite, have further increased access by making, space transportation more affordable. Okay, very good. Now, I'm going to take the next paragraph and move it to 2 paragraphs down. 1, 2. All right, very good. And then I'm going to change this paragraph by saying, well, let's first change the first paragraph. All right, North Korea's antagonism against satellite imagery is understandable because the technology has historically challenged state sovereignty and security, especially during the Cold War. Satellite imagery has been used to verify compliance to arms treaties such as the Strategic Arms Limitations Act, or talks, with the Soviet Union. Just in case you didn't know who it was with the Soviet Union. Because North Korea's nuclear and missile programs can be subject to similar scrutiny. Satellite imagery is often perceived as a threat. Then I'm going to take out the next sentence. Perfect. Now, the next two huge sentences I will be completely destroying. I know it's radical, but I'm destroying it. And then I'm going to put this last sentence in at the very end of the next paragraph that I moved way back. Perfect. Now I'm going to change the last paragraph. How am I going to change it? While satellite imagery analysis on politically sensitive areas, including military facilities and political prison camps, can certainly cause, not this pushback, but just pushback, can cause pushback by the regime. Other neutral subjects can be explored. They operate within the country rather than the regime, because there has to be something geographic. And then an example is impartial presentation of information that can improve people's lives such as agricultural yield impacts, blah, blah, blah. Very good. Now I'm going to change the very last sentence. Adopting, it's not adopting, it's adapting. Embracing, I'm going to use embracing. Embracing new technology. Embracing this new technology. This new technology can help change aid workers, incentives, incentive structure, and increase the legitimacy of their evidence. Perfect. Now I'm done. I'm now just going to check if my Zoom call will be started. If not, I can continue on with this work. I'm just making sure. Let's see. Just a second here. Copy. let's see. Let's see if I can use my phone to join a call here. Yes, I confirm that the meeting is canceled, which is good. All right, canceled. Now I will get back to our session here. All right, back to the thesis. I'm going to change this into humanitarian aid, human rights development. Okay. So now what am I going to do? I have one more paragraph to change. So aid organizations lack an integrated workforce dedicated to working on satellite imagery and analysis. Then next page, I'm now going to go to the next paragraph, last sentence, in saying that experts should double check images with other sources of information to prevent mass hysteria and reduce and uphold their credibility. All right, and then I'm going to change the first sentence of the next paragraph and saying, regarding public health in North Korea, policy outcome on different levels are like this. And then I'm going to take out parentheses here. All right, next page. I'm getting into the idea of saying as mentioned above so that you just know that this is mentioned above. So I'm going to say as mentioned above, sharing information can be an easy way to better understand each other. The next sentence, I'm going to say the analysis of financial supporters. Supporters dispelled the idea that. Also, we always want to take out redundant material. And so there's a part that says there's a fear that aid organizations seem like they're cooperating with the US government and human rights organizations. And then I just add US government and human rights organizations at the end as well. So obviously that is redundant, taking that out. Then there is a hypothetical right afterwards that really says the same thing again. So I'm going to take that out and just say North Korea would have to ban most aid groups because their funding comes directly from USAID. And then I'm just not going to say just. Oh, I have a call from Etta. The reality of Etta.
Hey, Jessup.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I was just recording all right. I had a short phone call from friends. It's always important to keep yourself connected with your friends. That's always important. All right. And I was going to add something about the USAID. Yes, that's right. From not just the USAID. So I want to make it general. I'm going to say from government sources, including the USAID, including USAID. Oh, that was the part where I said the USAID, which is not really necessary. So I am also going to take out humanitarian aid and saying that the reality in North Korea, not just humanitarian aid in North Korea, is this. All right, next paragraph. Lobbying process. I'm going to take out however at the start of the sentence. And it's probably better never to really have however at the start of the sentence. I know, never is a strong word, but I try not to. Lobbying process to gain funding may seem to be against many aid organizations' principles regarding political neutrality. I have another sentence that starts with however. Taking that out again and saying organizations following principles of blah, blah, blah. Okay? And then I say issues should be elevated to a bipartisan issue, but how? They should be elevated through extensive lobbying. That's what I'm saying. And then for the challenges to cooperation part, I'm going to really move the entire several pages worth of stuff to the very top, tippy top, tippy top. Very beginning of the roadmap. So right here. I'm going to add them here. And then I'm going to add to the roadmap of chapter 3 by saying, what are these? Criticism. I mean, there's a problem because I'm going to first look at the criticisms. Now that the previous chapter have identified the problems of the divide among aid and rights workers, this chapter will spell out the exact points of contention. Exact points of contention and challenges to cooperation. It will will provide general recommendations based on. It will then provide next it will then provide general recommendations with insights from previous chapters of this paper. This paper will provide specific policy recommendations. Lastly, this chapter will conclude by summarizing points. Bam! Now this seems like more of a complete roadmap. It used to be 2 or 3 sentences. Now it's 4 sentences. It looks pretty complete. Oh my goodness, who knew that this could be so perfect? All right. Now that's probably enough for self-congratulations. And then I am going to say, supplementing them. I'm going to change italics back to normal because it's not really that important. And then the next paragraph, I'm going to say, oops. During the famine, North Korea supposedly forwarded aid to the hardest hit parts of the country and sold at other markets. During the famine, North Korea supposedly forwarded aid to the hardest hit parts of the country and sold them at other markets such as Namhung Market in Anju, South Pyongyang Province. Okay. For the food that was actually distributed. Oh, also I'm going to take out in fact because we don't know if it's in fact, although it's quite likely, but it just seems a little bit too harsh and strongly worded. So I'm just going to take that out. And then I'm going to put in a phrase of in contrast so that we know we're really shifting. So in contrast, critics against human rights agree with the need for basic rights rather than human rights, basic rights, but they argue that the naming and shaming strategy worsens the living conditions of human rights advocates purport to defend. Following this argument, economic sanctions have denied prosperity to ordinary North Koreans. All right, so I've changed about 6 pages worth of stuff. I hope this helped. And make sure to keep yourself connected with your friends. And I hope this is a productive day for you as well. I will see you in the next episode.